Hello and welcome, dear human family, dear the ones that are taking back the planet. If that is your intention, okay, when you're sick of the whole mind control operation that's going on in the world, when you're not a slave to anyone, as well as no master to anyone, but only master of self, then you're outside of the master-slave mentality. That is part of the involutionary force that we call Satan, the involutionary principle that opposes evolution. And that's what I founded the Gnostic Takeover for, is to align with the will of the one and only source from which all life force originates, to align with the principles of natural law, with the natural order, and to drive humanity, in the direction of evolution after a long, long slumber, and on track towards totalitarianism because of the spell that's on the mind of the human family that has been long, long, long ongoing, even before any of this kicked off with the muzzle and with all the other crap that goes along with it. Okay, I call it the MK Ultra Global Mind Control Program because that's what it is. On the orders of the Tavistock Institute in the very background, who's working all of this, and driven by the involutionary directive. Okay, the involutionary force that we call Satan, which is a principle. Okay, there's the evolution and there's the involutionary principle. Okay, that's in terms of the natural order. It's the principle of decay. And decay is also the beginning of all birth, according to one of the Hermetic principles. And that has been what has been going on also in the Gnostic Takeover. And this is not an easy one for me to share, this update. There's a reason why you've not heard anything from me or from anyone else at the Gnostic Takeover, because I took a break, and also my YouTube channel got a strike again for daring to upload a video that goes against community guidelines. So I'm also working on that, to set up an Odyssey account if ever these other websites would be easier to function, because I'm not technically skilled. Okay, that's one of the things I wouldn't count on being an expert on. However, I'm going to try to activate other channels. But the thing is, the reason why I'm on YouTube is to let the Mafia know that I'm not going anywhere. Okay, and telling the Mafia also, okay, and Satan's agents, that check out my YouTube channel if you want to know about the future. Okay, because I'm all about the future, because I'm a pioneer of the future. The future and the hands of the future of humanity lies in the ones who take proper action, okay? Who work on themselves, do the internal shadow work, okay? And question themselves, look in the mirror and be honest to themselves, and realize from that state of empowerment, as you integrate those emotions, you gain access to the life force energy that flows through you, that comes from the source of all things, that flows through your organism. And then what else are you going to do than take action? So you're going to quit your job, okay, at a certain point, because what's the point of a job when you are missing out on life, which is the very reason you came here, okay? And that's what the Gnostic Takeover was founded on. I started my YouTube channel that's still running under my name, and I'm happy now that it's still running under my name, as I'll explain, because I just wanted to continue my work that I was doing. So I opened up my YouTube channel at the end of March 2020, right after this whole thing kicked off. And it was around about, I think, the day before my birthday, actually. The 28th of March is my birthday. I'm 4 times Aries, okay? So be careful to not be burnt by my fire. I started my influencer career, if you may call it. Although I don't call myself an influencer. I'm a teacher and a student of the natural order of things. That's the truth. And through that, I go into deep analysis and study of the matrix control system that we are being corralled into, a technologically generated dream world as portrayed in the Matrix movie series, and expose that, especially exposing it on the fact that the matrix control system as a copy of the natural order is, in terms of law, because that's how you can take down the mafia most effectively, is by law. They don't want anyone to get a grasp and understanding of how real law actually works. Okay, that's what they really don't want you to get a grasp of. And this is what I specialize in when I say that this system is a copy of the natural order and is based on contracts. And every contract has to be insured, and therefore it's an insurance system. And that's the very reason why every single actor of the Truman Show Matrix reality myopia, this complete circus of idiocy, why every single one of them in the corporation, as lawyers, as doctors, as representatives of the state in whatever capacity, they're all privately liable. Because the state, the nation state, according to their perspective, operates on laws, and they can only enforce laws. That's, you see, that's their boundary to which they are bound to. That's where you tell them their rights, okay? They have rights, and when you tell them their rights, you're free. All right, mate? I'm free, and I'm going to tell you your rights. Are you insured for a crime against humanity? I bet you're not. And that's how I've been dealing with these agents. When they're sending me all sorts of fines, okay? I've got them stacked here. Look at that. Hey, look at that. Wow. Oh, here's a fine. Oh, I'm so afraid. Look, there's my name on it. How can you see? Magistrat der Landeshauptstadt Linz. Oh, I'm so afraid of you. Gangsters. No, I'm not. It's not working on this one. And that's an awakening, okay, that takes place in phases. So my awakening is always seen on my level of ignorance. All right, so I'm not awake. I'm not free, even. Look out there. Your human family is being harassed. It's being tortured. So how can I suppose that I'm free um, for all of the people who presuppose that they're a part of the freedom movement, and they go on these marches and they say, "I'm free! I'm free!" That's why I disagree with more than 99% that go to these marches, because they don't really know what's going on. And a very sane position one can take in all of this is to know what you need to know at any moment, where you need to know, okay? However, having the openness, okay, and the humility to say, well, I'm still finding out how this thing called life works. So every time I wake up, I ask the question, what is reality? Why am I here? And who am I? That's how I get a fix on where I am at. And this week, I've learned a lot, okay? So let me share with you what is now happening with the Gnostic Takeover and how things are going to progress in the future. So as I've alluded to before I went on another ramble, I started my channel with my name because I was, throughout the year before, I was going throughout Austria, okay, holding lectures and presentations on the implementation of the weapons system and the mind control smart grid that is attempted to run on the 5G networks, together with all the other Gs on the spectrum of the radio frequency spectrum that is also called the microwave spectrum, okay? And microwaves, as very few people actually know, because most people only talk about the so-called health effects, when the most important point to grasp and to understand about wireless microwave frequencies, okay, artificial, technologically generated, pulse modulated electromagnetic microwave radiation. The thing most people don't grasp, okay, and that's one of the reasons I put this out into the world, is that mind control is the most important factor we need to understand about these emerging technologies, through which AI is in this dystopian future perspective that 1984 and Big Brother is based on. The most important thing we need to grasp about these technologies and 5G and all the other Gs before that is mind control. So you look at the zombification throughout around you, okay? Be glad that you feel as an outsider in this insane world. Insane world. I'm an outsider too. It's good. Life will work for you being an outsider, alright? So, my work stopped with the first lockdown. So, 2 weeks after that, I thought, what the fuck am I going to do now? So, I open up a YouTube channel. Alright, I just start off putting pictures together very simply. I started navigating the matrix with natural law principles, and I did 6 episodes, okay? Oh, and I'd love to continue that. But then other things came up. So I engaged in public speaking as of the 8th of May of 2020. That is actually also the date the Second World War was ended. Interesting. So I did public speaking for about 4 months, and then I got to know Eril Kaya from London. His friend Walter drove all the way from London and moved over back to Austria, and Eril came with him and decided to stay. We did an amazing roundtable talk. Me, Eril, and Claire Edwards, which you can still watch on the Age of Truth TV YouTube channel, still on there. And that's where me and Eril hit it off. And together, we found it. We found a name for the group that we formed. Okay, called the Gnostic Takeover. Okay, the motto being, as you know, you lock us down. All right, you can do whatever you want, Mr. Reagan. All right, so you lock us down, and we are gonna take you down. Okay. And that will stay my motto until it's done. Okay, I'm absolutely sure of success. I'm just not sure about the timing, that's all. But I will continue along my endeavor. Dear Mafia, talking to you directly, I will never stop. I'll take a break like I did just now, but I will never stop. I will work to take you down, because that's the very reason I'm here. Why do you think my name is Why Brow? The question why am I here on this planet? The question why leads you to the causality and to the root cause of the problem. And that's the reason I've been working 13 years non-stop. Reading one book after the other, watching presentations that last for 10 hours, taking notes, and of these I've got 10 plus by now, full of notes, and I could take one notebook, and the quantity of information contained in there is just absolutely unbelievable. And my scientific question that I like to answer with actual facts, and actually also then put it into effect, is how to take psychopathocrats like you, as well as the little bitch boys that serve you, in your pedo satanic criminal network. I'm gonna take all of you down. You are not needed in New Earth anymore, and either you learn or you have to leave this planet. The message that's coming through me from the mother planet directly, who I have a direct relationship without any middleman, without anyone telling me what it should be, is that criminality is not allowed on the planet anymore. Alright? And that message I will be continuously getting out here. Okay? Alright. So what happened the last 2 weeks, okay, and we're onto some time now, is I was invited to partake and to be involved in an ayahuasca ceremony, as I mentioned also in the last video. And to keep this story short, because I do not wish to become personal with the people that were involved here. Okay, I'm just giving you an update on what has happened and how it is. That video that you saw with activating the magnetics of the heart, that video is going to be the last video that I've done with Eril Kaya. Because something has happened. And as it stands right now, I will also not be doing another video with Amed. which is sad, okay, because I have to say, I learned a lot from Eril, I learned a lot from Amed, and I'm very thankful for what I was able to learn from them. However, as I started this journey on my own last year, and what is always going to happen in life is that people have differences in opinion, and that is okay. You see, that's a given in life, and I like that, okay? Because a real teacher doesn't tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. However, trouble starts to emerge, okay, especially with me, because I've had now time since Monday to reflect on this and to do this video since Monday. I wanted to do this video before also, however, I didn't have access to my charger of my laptop, and I couldn't access Telegram, for which I couldn't get this video out to you to explain. The trouble that has emerged within the Gnostic Takeover core group, okay, which I regarded as me, Eril, and Amed, okay, those four, is when you impose your view of reality and your view about an individual, when you impose that on that individual. And I've got all the videos documented also, okay, thank you Ahmed for recording that, because I can pull all of this up, and I'm not going into details. The only thing I'm going to quote, this is what I mean with someone, and I'm not going to name that man's name directly, but I can quote the following. Steve, I'm the shaman here, and I'm telling you how it is. And that's directly a quotation. And what I said is, no, you can't tell me how it is. You can tell me what you think and believe, and how you perceive, how you think things are. But that is no different to my opinion of how I think and perceive and see how things are, which is different. So what makes your perception of a situation more worth than mine? And that is where imposition comes in. Imposing your view of reality on someone else. And that I will never ever accept, because I have a mind of my own. And the last thing you will ever be successful with me is to ever try to infringe upon my own judgment of reality and how I see things. I listen to critique. I listen to when someone says, you know, you really, really still have to take a look at that. Okay, I've observed this behavior, and do this in a respectful way, but not in the way it happened, okay, when we had a group discussion, which resulted in me going on my own path, because I stand in my truth and the way I perceive that truth, and I will always do that. I will always stay true to myself, and I will never subordinate to anyone else's will. And at the same time, being honest with myself. That's an absolute given, because otherwise you're not on the path of truth discovery. Because the truth can really be uncomfortable sometimes, but there is a difference when someone imposes on you. And that's what I want to keep it at. I'm not interested in making someone look bad. I don't want to talk bad about other individuals. I wish them all the best along their journey of life. But that doesn't mean that I have to continue my life journey and my work with anyone. Good luck along your way, Eril and Amed. And because the thing is also that I opened up a Gnostic investigation on this. So we had one talk on Monday, and on Tuesday I did a video which I sent also to Amed and to Eril to do a Gnostic investigation on what had just happened. And I've not explained the situation. I will explain it at another point. Okay. What happened at the ayahuasca ceremony and why I started questioning one of the ones leading the ceremony. And then I got fully attacked because of that. But I'm an investigative journalist investigating fringe subjects, so I'm going to be asking questions. And I open up to ask, is anyone interested? Okay, I sent this to Eril and Amed and to the others in an investigation, a Gnostic investigation on what has happened, and continue the discussion. No one has come back to me. I've not heard anything from anyone. So am I supposed to think that the whole thing's just done and dusted with one talk? But that silence is also fine, because I'm going to do it anyway. So that's why I announced a Gnostic investigation into, let me pull this up, alright, let me pull this up. And it's a subject that's very, very dear to me, okay? Exposing the pedo-satanic criminal network, a Gnostic investigation leading to a transformation of the Gnostic Takeover. And there is a transformation happening at the Gnostic Takeover because I'm back to square one. However, I took up all the responsibility to have the interviews that we had with Gareth Icke that have been very successful. Very happy to have done these interviews together with Eril, also with George Kavasilis, and also with a talk with Lena Poo and others, at also the Alpha Vedic community. We had an appearance also in Josh Del Sol Summit on the Notice of Liability approach. So that was amazing. And the one who took all the responsibility into organizing all of that was me. The same guy who also started this main YouTube channel that we have. I'm uploading this on the backup channel, Eric Blair. Real name of George Orwell, by the way. And the coming week I'll be putting together this Gnostic investigation, because this will go into the workings of psychological warfare, the operations of satanic networks, how freedom movements get infiltrated, and I will also be going into how you can protect yourself against psychic attacks, psychological warfare, and how the most paramount of everything, how no one can touch you, is when you stand true to yourself. And when you say the one thing, you do not own the truth, the same as I do not own the truth, so do not impose your perception of the truth on me, because that is an imposition. And therefore I will stand to myself and be even stronger because of that. And that's how I feel right now. I feel much stronger. I've had a break, and I'm fully ready to give it even more of a go now. Continuing my work. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to get new friends. I'm not here to serve anyone except the planetary intelligence and the source of all creation that supports evolution and true heart-based natural intelligence. That is the driving force that is going to change the world. That is what is going to motivate humanity into making a difference in the world. To take back the planet and not just take the crumbs. Take everything. That's the way we should be thinking. And not relying on lawyers and doctors who have no clue about the Matrix control system and who runs this whole Truman Show in the background. Only a true Telestai knows about that. And that doesn't mean that the actions of doctors and lawyers is not worth anything. I think it's good that there's actions on all levels of reality. I just find it really important that on the Telestai level of reality, with an understanding of how reality works, how we create reality with our intention, and how dark, occult, hostile forces are trying to stop us from making a difference. But when you've got that view that in my self-love, I will do and say and be for myself and not accept anyone's perspective about me. No matter how long I've known them, no matter how much I thought I could trust them, I will go with my instincts. I'm gonna give the love to me and not give my will and my power to anyone else, because that is the very problem that we've had in the world for a very long time. We are in the situation we're in because we have taken it upon ourselves to be told what we are and who we are and what we should do and where we are wrong. No, I'm a sovereign being, thank you very much. I know myself best of all, where I can still learn and where I can work on myself. Okay? Don't tell me who I am. I know it better. And I will never subordinate myself to someone's will who's telling me who I am when they know nothing about me, who I am. Only I can know that. That's why it's called Know Thyself. So that's what I want to give you. This is the basis of healing against psychic attacks and psychological warfare. Believe in yourself. Never let anyone tell you who you are. If they really were interested in your well-being, they wouldn't be yelling at you. They wouldn't be imposing their view of you on you. They would, like friends would do, they would tell you in a respectful way and not in an empathy deleted way, without any heart, without any feeling for the other being who they're communicating to. And that's the reason why the Gnostic Takeover is transforming. There's much, much more that's going to be presented. Alright, if you, as I said, there's going to be no videos anymore with Eril. Unless things change, I always leave it open in the future. Maybe there's a misunderstanding. Alright? It's always possible. But I will never ever do another video with Eril Kaya. And if nothing also changes with Amed, then I will also never ever do another video with Amed. That's the truth how it is now, unless that changes. And if you're interested in finding out about their work, then Eril and Amed are still part of the Gnostic Takeover community, and you can write to them directly and ask them if they can open up their own channel, and then they can do their work. But you see, most people now, then they get into the drama and like, oh, why can't you guys just, why can't you just get on with each other? And like, you weren't part of that experience, okay? And it's just a matter of fact that some people, they come into your life and then they leave your life again. And the best thing we can do is take the learning lessons from what we had, okay, and look at that. And there's a lot of learning lessons that I had, and which I'm so grateful for, right, to these guys. And that's why I don't mention any of the negatives or talk bad about other people, because then I would have some serious problems with myself if I were to do that. So I hope that they open up their own channels and keep you posted on what they're doing for you to follow them. But it's not going to happen over the Gnostic Takeover anymore, because that right now is going to be run by me. Okay, so I'll keep you updated. Next week we've got the first part of the 2-hour presentation exposing the pedo-satanic criminal network and Gnostic investigation. So that's what you can look forward to. I'm also in contact with Gareth Icke right now, also with David Icke, who has been sent a few emails by me. I want to have a call with David Icke very soon, and very possible that I talk with Gareth, and Gareth was quite supportive of the idea for me to have a monthly show or a weekly show. I still have to talk with him on Iconic, called the Gnostic Takeover. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, that's it for the update. Don't be sad, alright, because that's what life brings, surprises. Alright, don't be sad about any breakup. That's just what life is, and we'll just keep going anyway. Alright, we just have to stay true to our core values and not let anyone or anything let those core values be bent, and stick to principles. Alright, the real principles. And then nothing can hurt us, and it will just make us stronger. Much love to you. Speak to you soon. Bye.